Alright guys, this is Garden Tractor Garage coming back to y'all with another video, and I figured in today's video I'd make a little update on the 106 and just I guess the rest of the garage on what's going on. So the last time you guys seen this 106 was I guess in the introduction to that 106's video, and anyway, I've done a little since then. I've gotten the grill painted and the mesh part of the grill as well. That's all painted. This has also been painted. It doesn't look the best because I didn't get that part of the rod, and my reason for doing that was I was going to have to slide these mounts over it, and I thought there was going to be an issue there with doing so, and there wasn't going to be. But the part that you're actually really going to see came out nice. There's two nicks there. I'm going to touch that up when it gets all together again, but the handle part of it actually came out pretty nice, so I'm happy with that. And anyway, this thing's going to try to fall on me. Okay. Anyway, so here's all my freshly painted parts. Some of these parts have been painted for, I don't know, maybe a year at this point, but I've gotten, let's see, I've gotten this done here, the lift assembly, I guess for different angles and such. I got this done the other day, which these are my brake calipers, so that's nice. The rest of my brake assembly, well, that goes to my calipers. These do as well, which they actually came out really good. I'm happy about that. I took a lot sanding them down. They came out nice and shiny though. So that's, I mean, they obviously have orange peel, but I mean, you know, they're brake assembly, so I'm not overly worried about that. And the tractor itself, I mean, you know, like the 322 has orange peel to an extent, so I mean, as long as it's shiny and it looks good, you know, it's fine. But anyway, moving on to the rest of the parts, I guess I have to finish. I have what my brake pads mount to. I don't know what you'd call them, just the brake pads, really. And then these are the mounts that mount on my transaxle for the brake assembly itself, so the caliper. Then I also have these, which are my foot grips on the fender pan. Those are all sanded down. Actually, everything is also wiped down. I just need to prime everything. Here's a spring. I can't remember where that goes. I think I know. I think that's for my clutch, but I can't exactly remember. And then that's my tie rod going from, well, I'll just give you an example because I got another one over here. That's this right here. So I need new tie rod ends, and I just need to order them because, yeah, but I'm getting really nice ones, and they're going to be a different style than these here. This is what came off of the 106. They're going to be a different style. So I don't know if I should go with these because that's what I have on everything else, including the 100, or I should go with the nicer ones. So I don't know yet, but we'll see. But yeah, anyway, also got, this is the seat spring. I got both of those painted. That came out pretty good. And then I have my seat pan over here because I'm actually running out of bench space to put all this stuff. And this came out pretty good. I'm happy enough with it. You're not really going to see that. It's going to be mainly blocked by the seat. But anyway, that came out pretty good. So it's just resting on the Massey right here. Speaking of the Massey, I will be making an in-depth video of it. This thing's been on the channel since the video on the 318, my first video. And I'm sure you guys seen it in the background. So I just need to make a focus video on it. And anyway, I got it running again. If you guys don't follow the Instagram and stuff, you wouldn't know that because I never really post on here. But I got it running again, and it's actually running really good. And I put the ags on the back and these 3 ribs that came on here on the front. So the overall plan for this is I'm probably going to keep these wheels. They're John Deere wheels, so they have a little more offset than I really wanted. It's setting a little wider in the back than I wanted, but I think I'm going to keep it. But I'm going to paint the wheels front and back, and obviously these tires will clean up a little bit. And I washed it, so it looks a bit better than it did. Probably, obviously, wash it again, and I'd like to refinish the seat, which the correct seat is right here. So I'll paint that. I'll go ahead and paint that and stuff. This is the patio seat, but go ahead and clean that up and put it on and just run it for a while, because this thing won't be getting repainted for a while, I don't think. The next thing that's probably going to be, I guess, torn into heavily, like the next project is probably going to be the 140. You guys haven't seen that since, I guess, the last video as well, and it still had the motor in it. I pulled the motor a couple nights ago. Anyway, it has a decent amount of compression, not a lot, but it doesn't seem like Kohlers really do have a lot of compression. But yeah, this thing originally had a solid state ignition, because this 140 is a 69 model. And anyway, someone swapped over to points and condenser, and excuse me, from talking to some of the garden tractor guys, I think I'm going to keep points and condenser. I just basically need to figure out how all that's going to work and my wiring and all that stuff. It'd be amazing if I could get another 140 for parts and use that for this, but I don't know if I'll end up doing that or not. You usually don't see 140s around here, and it's actually pretty cool that this was fairly local, about an hour and a half away from the house. So to find that and everything was still there is pretty neat. But there's not much of what is there. It's pretty bad. But this thing will definitely be a nice project, and I do want it really nice when it's done. I do plan on, if I do end up repainting it, I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I was kind of thinking about doing the same thing with this that I'm going to do with the Massey, is just painting the wheels. And they came with the strike wheels. I don't know if you've seen the video to this thing or not, but came with the strike wheels, and I have all the original wheels for it, but I just have these on it because they hold air. But anyway, get new tires. I'm thinking Firestone flotations in the back, and either the Firestone 3 ribs in the front or V61s, something like that. I'm not quite sure yet, but I think I do want to run flotations in the back because I've never had a pair, and they're good looking tires, and I think they look good on the 140s. But get some wheel weights and paint them up, and then I need a new hood, and just leave the rest of it the way it is, all rusty and kind of ugly looking. I'm thinking about possibly doing that and then tearing it down and repainting it, but I don't really know how logical that is, because that's me tearing it down twice, and that's not super logical. So the fender pan is also like, there's no really remaining white left on the fender pan, so I don't know how that would look, but it would definitely be patina. So yeah, anyway, we're having issues right now getting the steering wheel off. We've tried everything getting the steering wheel off, and you can see how much play I have. It's terrible how much play is in this wheel. But yeah, if you have any suggestions on getting this wheel off, I would I'd appreciate it in the comments. But anyway, I guess that's really it on the 140. going back to the 106 for a second, I'm trying to get that thing done before the end of spring. So I don't really think it should be a stretch. Well, the weather's terrible right now. It's actually pouring down rain outside at the moment. You can probably hear it on the roof. Sorry about that if it's annoying. But, so besides these parts right here, the biggest thing I have left to do is getting the motor out of the 100, putting it back in the 106. I'm going to clean that up and paint it and everything. I don't think I'm going to stack it. I did want to do that, but I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. I'm just leaving the original muffler that's on it. And then the dashes, basically one of the biggest reasons I bought this 106 was to take parts off of it and put on the other one. I think I'm going to take this dash and put on this 106, and then also the, I don't know what to call it, but this part right here, because it's much nicer than that. And then the steering wheel as well. They're just getting swapped over, so this is still going to be solid. Everything's still going to be there, but it's not going to be as nice. Which, I mean, I do plan on taking all this and painting it before I put it back on there. Hopefully the paint matches. If it don't, that sucks. But anyway, I'm also taking the rear lift off and putting it on this 106. So actually quite a few things that are getting swapped over. I thought about doing that with the motor as well, but I will most likely end up taking that motor, putting it back in there, and then the motor to the 100. I'd love to find the I guess cowling to cover the muffler, like what's on. Hold on, I'll pop the hood 100 real quick to show you guys what I'm talking about. So, like this cowling right here, which covers this muffler, I'd like to find that, and then put this muffler on that motor over there, because I really love how clean this is on here. I hate the mufflers that came on the 70s and 100s. They're loud and they're ugly. I just like these better, personally. But yeah, I'm gonna clean this motor up and everything. Obviously, repaint the starter generator, all that stuff. And this motor runs great, so there's no reason it shouldn't run great in here, because it ran great in here as well. But anyway, then the fender pan, that's already been, I think the body work's done. We may have to do a little bit more, and then obviously it needs to be sanded up underneath the fender pan. The hood, there's a crack in the hood, so we're going to have to weld that up and fix that. And we're also going to mount this Uga horn, because it was mounted on here. It was mounted right here. And what we're going to end up doing is mounting it in here if we can. So it's hidden and stuff, and I still have the Uga horn, because that was just kind of a cool part of this thing when it was still on there. But I also need to paint this, so I need to put this in the pile. But a lot of the PTO assembly and like for the deck, that's not going on. Actually, that may go back on, but the majority of it isn't, because I never plan on running a PTO on this thing, and if I do, I can just put that linkage back on if I want to. So, I mean, it does suck that there's going to be these 4 holes there, but it's whatever. I mean, there's holes all over the frame, so it's alright. But anyway, I think that's it. Oh, no, it's not. So, the plan on my wheels and tires are, what I did was I took these rear wheels off the 100 and put them on the 106. I thought it was going to look good. It did not. It looked bad. I'm not doing that. I'm not running that on here. So what I'm going to end up doing is getting 3 ribs for these wheels, and then going with the original 8 wides that came on this 106, the picture up there, and then going with true powers in the back, and then wheel weights, and then that's it. So yeah, that'll be everything. And this thing, I think it's going to turn out good. I'm really happy about it. I do plan on getting a sleeve hitch for it and then putting a plow behind it, because the current plan is to present this thing with the involvement of FFA, because I'm now in high school and I can do that. So that's the plan. That's kind of why I'm kind of in a time crunch at the moment, but that's a good thing, because I've drug my feet just terribly on getting this thing done, and I just need to buckle down and get it done. And it is nice that once this thing is done, it'll be running, I can present it and stuff like that, and it'll also, all this crap will be out of the way. So I mean, if the table can go, I mean, the table won't be necessary for it to be in here, so I'm fitting another garden tractor right there, planning ahead. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It was probably pretty boring, and I apologize for that. Now that the new season is coming, it won't be long before I'll be putting the deck back on the 120 or the 322. I would like to find a mowing mower instead of using this thing for a mower, because it is nice, and with mowing it's going to slowly become not as nice. So yeah, but anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and like, comment, subscribe if you'd like to, and check out the Instagram and TikTok, Garden Tractor Garage, and I will see you guys. Bye.